All right, I have 9 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 9 a.m. Oh, first is to review the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Did anyone have any issues with the minutes?
No, I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes as printed.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. So now we need to review and sign vouchers.
Okay, and unfortunately, or fortunately, there is no vouchers because we had to clean up everything for last week before the end of the fiscal year ended. So we had a ton of them last week, but this week I only had one for the beach testing, and I'm just going to save that for next week.
Okay.
We should probably wait on those that we don't, because we are just gonna sign them, we should move on further.
Yeah. So let's discuss the beach closing.
Yeah, is there anything on that opening or anything?
So the state came out and did a test sample yesterday. They should have a result within 24 hours, but in order to reopen, they need 2 negatives, and they're going to be a week apart.
Oh,
So the next one won't be until next week. We're hoping at the earliest we can get the beach open Friday next week.
Okay, so hopefully Friday the 21st.
that's not good.
Well, it is what it is. Better than
Oh, I know.
getting sick, but yeah, it's
There's actually quite a few towns in Massachusetts
Yeah.
that have to close for the exact same reason.
Right.
it's the weather, it's the humidity, it's the rain.
Did they draw the sample on the 13th?
No, so what had happened was there was a visual photo sent to me by the recreational director. I forwarded that to the state. It was a really good picture and you could zoom in on it. And she looked at it and she said it looked like a piece that had broken off of a larger piece.
Right.
And she actually saw the indications. There was some kind of like pinpoint something. But she was pretty confident that it was part of an algae bloom. And she said it's better to be safe than sorry. So she said, I would recommend closing the beach. So
Okay.
we did not have an actual sample done. There's very few companies that do it and it's very costly. But the state, you know, they did say that they would help us with the testing. And so it came up this week. So we're hoping that it's negative and we can move on.
So when I guess my question is, if we want to say the 21st, will we get a second sample back by the 21st?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
very good.
it's supposed to be available within 12 to 24 hours.
Oh,
the
good.
result. Yeah, it's pretty quick turnaround.
Okay, so they did draw it yesterday then.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and the next issue is animal control issues with Mike Moran.
He is coming. He may not be here right at this minute. I told him to come sometime before 9:30 if he could. So
Okay,
he'll
we'll
be-
pass over that. Do you want to review the food permit applications?
No.
Or hold that in case we go
Yeah.
over and Quinn has to leave?
Right.
I don't know if you have much more though.
Yeah, we have
We don't.
the quality monitor.
Okay, yep. Okay, so because we still had some money in our flexible spending account, I had more than one resident when we had all the smoke from the Canada fires. I had more than one resident very concerned that Upton isn't monitoring. And there isn't too many towns that do the monitoring, but the state has monitors all over Massachusetts. And those results are sent to all of us. All the local boards of health get the results from the DPH. So that's how it's all monitored. But a lot of people were saying, hey, why can't Upton monitor its own? And I, again, keep referring to the DPH. But because we still had money left in our account, and DEP had actually offered grants for this a few years back, but not too many towns applied for it. Uxbridge did. So I looked into what they did and I called the company that they got them from. And I was able to order 2 from our expenses for last.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so we have 2. They're a little tricky to set up though, because you're going to have an outside plug and you're going to have a good, we tried to do it here. The only Wi-Fi is in this room, so it's really bad. So
Nice.
the minute you go outside with it, you lose connection. So I couldn't set it up here. But the new community center, Paul was telling me they actually have an outside Wi-Fi.
Okay.
which surprised me. So I'm hoping we can get it set up at the community center. And then I gotta find, I've got two of them, so I can find another location.
What
But
about
once-
one of the schools?
I was thinking
Nipmuc
the
or
schools.
Memorial?
Right, they've gotta have a really good Wi-Fi system.
Yeah, Memorial's a little higher than
Yep.
Nipmuc. I don't know if that, but if we're gonna put one at the community center that's low, maybe we should put one at
Yeah.
Memorial, it's a
Yep.
little higher.
So I had our computer tech who works here, I think on Wednesdays. He was working on it with me, but like I said, as soon as we went outside, we lost connection. So I'm gonna work with maybe the DPW to get it hooked onto the building and work with Chris from the tech committee and get this going. And so Upton
What-
will have these monitors.
What exactly does that monitor?
It monitors the air quality. So it actually, when you go on the Massachusetts website and it tells you all the monitors that are all over the state, this will
Yeah.
actually be included in it.
Oh,
So it will-
nice.
Yeah, it will actually show you what Upton's is.
So it will do like pollen and stuff like that?
I believe so, yes, yes.
Okay,
I
nice.
can send you all the, I've got the units in my office, but I can send you all the paperwork on it that I know it definitely registers all the smoke, but it's air quality, so I would assume it picks up pollen.
Okay, very good.
All right. So yes, those will be up and running hopefully within a week or two at the most.
And we could discuss the hazardous waste day. I had somebody reach out and say, what type of containers can I bring solvents in? And I said, well, the original one if you have it. What if somebody has paint thinner that they put into a glass jar?
That's fine.
That's fine. So
Because they empty all the containers and put them in their containers, and then they throw the other stuff away.
So they can give it back. If it's something that the
Yeah.
person wants back, they'll
Okay,
empty it and give it back to you.
okay, that was the question.
Like if you brought oil in a 5-gallon bucket, and you wanted that bucket back, they pour it into their containers.
Okay,
And
so if
they-
people have waste oil, they can bring it.
Anything they have. Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume that this stuff needs to be identified correctly, right? Like they can't just say, I have
Some
hazardous
people-
waste and bring in a
Yeah,
bucket.
you can actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're pretty knowledgeable, Clean Harbors.
Okay, very good.
You can just simply say, I have no idea what it is. I think it might be this.
Right.
And nobody wants to see you having it in your basement, so they take it and do the best they can with it.
Understood.
Beautiful. And if we're going to skip around, let's skip to other topics not reasonably anticipated. And that would be the Mosquito Control Board. It came up before the selectmen for reappointment. They have not really been active and not been able to have a quorum forever. They were formed because it was when we were going to be included in the Worcester County spraying. They did their job, were not included.
So they were
So,
turned down.
And then
well,
go through.
right, the Board of Selectmen said, as much as we love our volunteers and don't want to deny anyone, the fact that they haven't been able to have a quorum, perhaps we don't need that.
And not only that, but over 50% of those people are on other boards, so.
Yeah, it's the issue that when you join one board, you're supposed to have a member on every other board. So it's been an issue on a lot of the boards, and what personally I'd like to do is just have volunteers. I'm tired of having, like Quinn, when you and I came on, they said, okay, you're on the Board of Health. You want to do mosquitoes or lakes? And we were like, we signed up for
Yeah.
the Board of Health.
But here's the thing with the Board of Health. And you guys brought that up. If we were to appoint somebody to fill in, they still can't vote for us.
So the thing is do we think the select board basically said, have a discussion and think if we think the mosquito board needs to stay in effect. I mean, if it becomes an issue again, the board, it would fall into the Board of Health. Diane, maybe you can help me here. West Nile or any of the mosquito-borne illnesses are really Trish's job because it's the nurse's job.
And the state notifies you on them, and most of
And
the
that we take the state advisory, so it might actually be just duplicate information.
I agree.
I think
Okay.
they should be dissolved.
Do they not have a quorum because they don't have enough people or because they can't get their act together to have a meeting?
They can't get enough people at a meeting to get a quorum.
Gotcha.
So if they do have a meeting, so like, we all agree that Friday at 9 was great. They can't do it. It's just not working.
But they really don't have anything to discuss. They're making stuff to discuss.
Understood. So are we proposing dissolving the mosquito control board and taking that responsibility under Board of Health, or rolling that responsibility under the town nurse, I guess? What are we proposing?
That's what it always was. It was under the Board of Health and the town nurse, and we never really had any issues. When West Nile was present in other mosquito-borne illnesses, they became very active, and, they let me know the minute West Nile shows up. I think it, like Laura said, it is repetitive to just have another board. I don't think there's anything that the state doesn't cover. And if we need help, we just reach out to them.
And the state won't tell you where any of the stuff is anyways. They'll say, yeah, they found the mosquito in Upton, but they will not tell even the Board of Health where it was found.
Right.
So it's a duplicate board. I don't, and I think that's some of the reason they haven't been able to have a quorum, because like Ted says, they don't, as far as I know, nobody's come forward to me and said, hey, the mosquito control board has X, Y, and Z to discuss and we can't get a quorum. I don't think it's an active board.
Agree. No, that sounds like duplicate work and nobody's doing it. So what's the point?
Exactly. And if those people want to volunteer somewhere else, we definitely would welcome them, but all right, so I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion that we dissolve the mosquito control board for the town of Upton.
Second.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Are there any other topics not reasonably anticipated by the chairman?
I did swing by the community center the other day, and again, it appeared that there was no porta potty present. I don't know if that's still, if that has been addressed in some capacity, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, I spoke to Dennis about that, and there's been issues in the past. The people who really use the porta potty tend to be the baseball. The baseball is not tied to the town of Upton. It's run through the VFW. The community center is open 6 days a week. Until 5. It's open on Saturdays. It's not open on Sundays.
Okay.
So, I think Dennis was going to speak to the VFW and say, if you're going to run baseball games, either put a porta potty or open your facility so people can use it.
Right.
Could it be a split deal where the town splits half the cost because of it for the playground?
The kids for the playground, they use it too.
Yeah, that is something, I don't know who that falls under. I don't know if it's DPW.
They used to be in
What
charge
is
of
it?
it.
Do you have any idea what the cost is?
I don't.
Could that be incorporated in our budget?
I can definitely look at it. I agree. I think something needs to be put there. It's almost like it's wrong. All these baseball kids having nowhere to go.
That's true. That's true. And and I said that, little kids having you are still like, once you start potty training, quick, your daughter, you will find out that she's like, Daddy, now. Well,
Yeah.
we're 2 minutes from home. Now.
No, now means now.
Yeah, now means now. Now means drop. So, all right, so let's,
I'll
we'll
look into the
bring it up.
cost.
We'll look into the cost. We'll talk to Dennis. We'll talk to the Board of Selectmen, and we'll figure some solution out. Okay.
Now, when is your next meeting? On the 25th?
Yes. Tuesday, the 25th is the next Board of Selectmen. So I don't know if we can get it done by then with Joe.
Yeah, because it actually, like I'm saying, if you were having a meeting next week,
Right.
it should be on then, because this is something that, by the time you get it done, baseball will be over and.
Oh, no, baseball goes through Thanksgiving.
Joe just emailed us either yesterday or this morning asking if there was anything to go on the selectmen's meeting. So I will look into the cost, shoot the information to all 3 of you, and then I'll let the selectmen know that we're looking to entertain this. The problem was before, when it was under the DPW, I'm not sure why, but it was full a lot.
Yes.
So obviously it's being used and it wasn't being emptied on a
Yeah, but that's the supply.
fast enough. I know, but there was a problem maintaining it. So it just would
There's an
turn
outfit
over
in,
to us, which
there's
is
an outfit in Northborough, which the bus company uses.
okay.
Now, I don't know what they paid or anything, but they came twice a week. And the thing was spotless.
Okay.
So they're right on,
Can you find out the name or just Google? I'll just
yeah, just Google it. It's over, just past the old state hospital in Westboro,
Okay.
but it's in Northborough.
All right.
And I know, as a contractor's wife, I know we've had good luck with Chase Harris before. I don't know who our previous supplier was.
Well, you know who else does it too in town? You know who it is?
Yeah.
Our friend.
Yeah.
Franklin.
Yep, I can definitely follow up on that, but I agree, Quinn. I think we need something. I don't care who pays for it, but somebody needs to do something.
Okay, that's fine with me. All right, so let's review the food permits since we're here.
Okay, I don't know where Mike is.
If Mike comes, we can interrupt our food
Yep.
permits.
Okay.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey. All right, this is a temporary food permit, one-day event for Please and Thank You.
Do we know what?
Would it be helpful for me to swing by later on today and sign those?
You could if you'd like to. I only
Okay.
need 2, but if you would like to sign them, that would be, just as good too.
Okay.
Second permit, Quinn, is for Petal and Crumb.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They are across the street here at the town
Yeah.
common. She has like little baked goods and stuff like that other people bake for her.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yep.
Yes. This is for T. Johnny.
Yes, Tea Johnny. Kind of tea product, and again, that's just a one-day event. This is for Town Line Dairy Farm, another food permit. That's just a
Well,
renewal.
I already signed it.
Yes, you signed that one.
I signed that one.
Yep.
Is there a way to figure out what my home?
Okay, this is a installer's permit for Israel Farrier Philho. DJ Morris Contracting. You signed it.
Okay.
So Quinn, be there at 7:45.
Tomorrow morning, they start
Yeah.
lining up early.
Yeah,
Clint,
they'll be lined
so
up.
You might want to shoot for 7:30, quarter of, because otherwise you're gonna get stuck in.
Well, no, this is the other
You
two.
can go around?
Yeah.
All right, Diane, is there one more permit or?
So I have
Another
permit to
septic permit?
deconstruct a well at 126 Elm Street. They drilled a new one. But in order for me to have a paper trail that the old one is no longer functioning, I make them do a deconstruction permit.
Good,
And then I have
it's a realtor that makes me happy.
yeah.
But you could use the old one for agricultural purposes.
This is a well permit for 185 Milford Street, which is still in the works.
Oh, that's that one up the hill?
Yes,
No.
has not been signed off by the building department yet. There's still a lot of loops that haven't been connected on that one. So, but this is a well permit and
Hold it.
no, you can go ahead and sign that. He's met the regulations for that. But he hasn't met the regulations for a lot of other things. The fire department's still having issues. They don't have a plan that actually shows. They're just saying it's going to be a metal building. The fire department wants something much more.
Yeah, because the fire department has to make sure they can get their equipment in there
Yeah,
in case.
So they can't
there's an
get behind
emergency.
it, so they can only get on 140.
They know what they're doing.
There's no room. If you go behind it, you're 40 feet down in the swamp.
This is a septic design with a septic permit for 72 Ridge Road. It's a repair permit for Mike Lupacini.
Thank you.
I
Well, everybody signed it.
Um,
Looks like you're good, Quinn.
yeah, Brendan need his,
Excellent. So I will
Yeah.
be there. I will be there tomorrow at 7:45. With a chair and an umbrella.
and you're just gonna have to bypass the line, just go to the left and go by everybody.
No, you go to the right. Oh, no, the left, all right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go to the
left.
left, and then just park your car over by the DPW trailer.
And then you sit right at the edge of the driveway.
If you haven't been in, when you go in the driveway and the trailer's right to the left.
Okay,
Yes.
I have
Yes.
never been there, so I will keep an eye out for both of you as well.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be waving. I will, Quinn, if you have to go, it's 9:21.
No, I can wait for another couple minutes.
Okay, we'll just wait for Mike. Is there, I do have Mike's cell. You want me to text him
Yeah.
and ask him where he is?
Yeah.
Tell him we're waiting patiently?
I did tell him between 9 and 9:30,
Okay.
figuring we'd have a few minutes to go over everything.
Yeah, is there anything else?
I don't think there's, I can tell you that I did post on Facebook the beach closure. I posted it to Upton Moms, Mendon Upton Moms and Dads.
Joe sent out an email.
Joe sent out a reverse email to everyone.
And
I also posted the recycle day.
Yeah.
So,
And you know, I don't know why a lot of people have called me to say they couldn't find anything, and I keep looking, it's right on our website. It's on the left-hand side under all the bullets, and it says hazardous waste.
Did they put up any of those blinking signs, DPW?
Yeah. It's at the beginning of Pleasant Street,
yeah.
the electronic sign.
You know, we do have, I think all of the boards have discussed, we do have the new Free Press newspaper, but
Yes.
it's not as consistent as
Not
the
as
prior,
good.
and a lot of people just aren't getting notice, and it's an issue throughout town, you know, especially if you're not computer savvy.
Right.
You
No,
know,
it should have been out,
And
what's out here, it should have been out here too.
isn't the greatest. Yeah, and you know, I love the men's club sign. It's great. It's also, I see it because I come out the end of Grove Street. It's pretty hairy out there, you know, you're not really stopping to read the sign. You're watching to make sure that, because people have a new habit of coming down 140 and stopping and waving people like out across Grove Street. And honestly, I'm like, thanks, but there's somebody
It's
passing
not
you on the
the
right.
way to
I
drive,
value
yeah.
my life. You're not supposed to stop on me.
I know, here's the thing.
Mike says he's on his way.
Do we want to get a couple of signs made up that are not dated, that we can still put on our folding signs that state hazardous waste day, and then we'll put the date in?
We can do that. We've done it in the past.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying the signs are behind the thing.
I know.
So, and we got all the other ones
For the
too.
beach closure.
Yeah, and we got all the other ones. Were they owned by the,
No, they're kind of chewed up, but all it was that was when we had bulk and we had
Right, I know
electronics and.
but at least it's putting it out so that, like, if you put one at the light at West Upton and one down
yeah,
here at the
right.
pond, at least people can see it. They
Yeah, I
can't say
should
they
have more
didn't.
made up again.
As long as we don't have a date on it, we just put the date in. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed the signs for the beach closure. We put sandwich boards up when at the beach because I
Right.
came home Saturday morning and there was like 10 people out on the water. And there was somebody on the boat ramp and I pulled in. I'm like, did you not see the sign? And
They don't care. There was somebody.
no, it was a little tiny sign inside the kiosk that unless you actually walked over and saw it, it wasn't. No, there's a big sign now.
Says keep out.
I put it.
Nine and 30.
I did.
I know,
I did.
wait till 9:30 point, you guys get done.
All right, well, come on in, because Quinn only has till 9:30, so
Oh,
have a seat,
that's
we're
right.
live
This is
and on
live,
TV.
so we have to behave.
Yeah.
So that little sign is what the state gave me.
Right,
This is
right,
the official, and it's an 8.5 by 11 sign.
right.
You know, maybe I should take that and have that made up, and hopefully we won't have to keep doing this stuff into a big poster size.
Yeah, maybe, but like I said, I added a keep out sign.
Yeah.
That has been very effective. Instead of private property, I taped over pond closed. Very
Awesome.
high tech, but we're very high tech here. So, all right, Mike Moran,
You're
what's
up.
up? you're up.
Let's go over things that have been going on with you is what I'm looking for. Did you ever meet Quinn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
On the,
All right.
on the rat situation.
Yeah.
There we go.
So the biggest thing was the dead birds that I told you about, the call the state on.
Yes, Quinn, are you aware they found 8 dead birds at Mill House?
No,
So
I'm
we-
not.
State to see why.
Yeah.
Mill Hill Parking area.
Millhouse Parking,
Right.
yes.
No, the grass area. I call the main door, the side door from Centennial Court.
Yeah.
I call them, they were in the grass area there.
Okay.
Most of them,
Okay.
6 of them were there.
Okay,
And then they're in the other 2.
Different types?
No, pretty much all the same except for one. But they're feeding them, but unless they're traveling for water, no one's giving any water out there.
Yeah, but for 8 of them to all die together.
But they had roof work done, who knows what's on the roof, you know? Do I
Right.
think? No, but you still
we
gotta,
sent him off to the state.
no.
Oh,
I contacted the state to let them know. There's like a form you fill out if you have numerous, I think it said more than 4.
okay.
So I filled it out and sent it to them, but
They're in the freezer down in DPW right now, but I don't know if they're gonna get out of it by checking it. Because, you know, that was hot day, they were there 24 hours, you know, and the bugs are on it pretty good, so I don't know. I bagged them all one bag, but who knows, we can find.
something.
Yep. We had some dog bites, Amazon, 2, one Saturday, one Sunday, one on High Street, the one on, West Main Street. Pretty simple, nothing crazy.
First time for both dogs, just the Amazon guy came in and startled the dog and he got shot.
Well, no, this High Street was, so she delivered a package, she went to leave. Daughter had the dog on a leash, couldn't hold it, which I'm surprised because she's not a small woman, girl, a lady, I should say lady more. But yeah, bit her good. And then of course she fell. Bumps and bruises. She went to the hospital. Gave Amazon all the information they need. I'm assuming lawyers are gonna be involved. So that's their problem, not ours. The other one was the guy dropped off a package on 3 West Main Street. He was good. He only got a small nick on his hand, but the lady next door was bitching about the guy dropped it off. I said, listen, you order pizza, and you order to be delivered to the house. You're inviting people on your property. You have no grounds to stand on. Unless you put a box out front and all drop-offs out front. And then, of course, she kept on arguing, and then one of our new officers, it's like, he's right. You invite people, you cannot, it's your responsibility to take care of your dog.
Right.
So, Amazon, that guy was really cool because he was, I still had to call in. I wouldn't have done it, you know, it was nothing, but, you know.
He has to follow.
Yeah, you have to follow procedure, yeah. Yeah, so on that, other than that,
Still doing barn inspections?
no, bond inspection not until October.
Okay.
No, those are not until, and
Chickens?
wait till bond inspection time. On it, but I do gotta find, so I was looking for somebody's property for bond inspection. I gotta find the book I got, because I cleaned up since the first year I retired, and I moved the garage stuff, and I must have moved that too, and I'm looking for it because I got a notebook with everybody broken down by
I'm sure you
streets.
call them because you send those in, right?
What?
You send those into the state?
Yeah, but I'm not looking at the book, I'm looking at my book I made up.
I know, but they can send you the addresses.
Yeah, well, I just went to the house myself. I was just trying to avoid going there, to see.
Okay.
Then I had a weird call, I think it was Monday, lady was asking about, I think it was 10 Elm Street, about permit, and I said to her, you did call animal control, then she started saying something about building permit or something, I said, well, you got the wrong department, and then she was asking, how many animals on the property, and I'm like, I'm sure they have dogs, but I don't have access to the dog license database yet. That's one of the things.
She was asking like, how many.
I don't know, she was asking way too many questions.
For a kennel?
I dumped her on Denise, the
Okay.
town clerk.
She was asking way too many questions for what I wanted to answer, so I dumped it on Denise, but, yeah, hopefully soon we can get a tablet going, Wi-Fi, or whatever so I can check
Yeah,
that one.
because- so right now you don't have access. Say I called you up to my
No.
house and said, there's a dog.
No,
You don't have access to know if the dog
No,
is
no.
licensed or
and the way we
anything
were
else.
doing it, yeah, the way we were doing it before, um,
I do apologize, but I do
Yeah.
have to go. Thank you very
All right.
much, everyone, and
Yes,
we'll meet again.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
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 you.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Ken. Thank you.
All right, so you don't have access to the license.
No, we were doing by email
You will.
before, we were doing by email before,
Okay.
and trying to do on your phone, you know,
I
thing,
have to leave it
so, what?
because we posted it, that it's, whatever happened to the, you're supposed to use a tablet?
Yeah, well,
Is that gonna be up and coming soon?
they want it now, state wanted it,
Where's the software?
there's no software, it's whatever whatever Denise is using, we use. There's no, there's no
So have
special,
you been provided a software? Has the
No.
IT department
no, it's just,
set anything up for you? Have you seen?
no, because all I gotta do is go on the website, and I log on to their form, and I just basically paste, that's all it is.
But I think my question was, do you have the tablet yet?
No, she has,
So we bought 12 of them, I believe, for COVID clinics.
Okay,
Because each nurse had to have one that was given the inoculations. So I can definitely give him one to use, and if we
Okay.
need that back, then we'll order another one.
yeah,
okay.
but it's gonna be, but it's
I
gonna be
am gonna
Wi-Fi.
have to have data on it. Because
Okay.
he's got to be able to connect, so I'm gonna have to get a data plan for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to, get that through IT or
Yeah.
however we do
Yeah.
that. All right.
And the thing, is, I asked the lady, they haven't got to, eventually bond inspections, I mean, they're gonna be done.
Well, everything's
That's what I
going,
mean, so there's gonna be some kind of software for you to enter these barn inspections.
And
just.
well, they're just discussing that. It's all just a discussing.
Okay.
They're trying to go, the state's trying to go totally paperless. Like everybody else.
Yeah, and it creates more paper.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
that's a move.
They're trying to, eventually it will be by tablet,
in touch with the IT people.
and then they're gonna ask for email, and then, like, say, years ago, I did Ted, it'd be, okay, Ted, what's your email? And then I email him a copy. That's eventually what it's gonna be.
So you're
Then-
logging into the state.
Yeah, you can log into the state, you can log in twice. So say, I take a dog in. I got a dog overnight, find the owner, I log it in. And then I log it in again, I log in again when I find the owner, and I'll enter all the information in the state's website.
Okay.
And then done.
Okay,
Intake, they call it intake reporting.
All right, so I can get that set up very quickly as long as they can give me a data plan.
Yeah, and then all I need is,
be able to.
Denise, and then at that point Denise is gonna have to hook me on to the licensing, because all the license should be, I should have access to all the licenses at all times.
Probably just, I think it's just under Excel. She's just gonna just
Wow,
send
she's-
Excel spreadsheet.
She, we're talking about, it. It's probably gonna take who's Chris Jolly Green John, it's gonna probably take him to set it up, because they have problems logging in and out of that thing.
Okay, well, however it gets done, even if
Okay.
it's a spreadsheet, you can check and it's updated on a
Yeah.
daily basis.
Yeah, because Kelly used to email it to me, and then sometimes one day I didn't get it until October. Well, you know, I got 2 months left, I'm not gonna write tickets now for 2 months,
Right, right.
you know?
All right. Any other issues, Mike?
No, and then the German Shepherd thing, on Goss Pond, that's turned, he paid his fine, right, licensed dog, it's between lady got bit and him, lawyers, whatever, nothing to do with town of Upton anymore.
Okay.
The only thing is, people were fishing in, the cemetery, and I talked to her Monday about it, I would've kicked them out, but I wasn't sure, and I'm not gonna bother everybody, but their kids are fishing, and I'm like, yeah, swim, so I'm assuming fishing's out of the question.
You're not supposed to have contact with the water. You're not supposed to breathe the water.
Yeah.
And Saturday when Diane and I put the signs up, I happened to be going to the cemetery and I went over by Perch Rock and there was somebody sitting next to the sign fishing. And I said, did you read the sign? And he goes, yeah, what is it to you? And I said, well, the water, we found toxic algae.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to have contact. You're not supposed to breathe. It's dangerous. And he said, what, and once again, what's it to you? I said, it's nothing to me, but why don't you take a picture of the sign? So if you end up in the emergency room, they know what's wrong with you. We can't stop people, but it doesn't hurt to say, especially if they're kids, hey, kids, you're not supposed to have contact with the water right now. You know,
Yeah.
please reconsider what you're doing. We've notified, you know, somebody could jump in if they wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
It's at their risk.
Oh, yeah, it's
But
Yeah, even some of this, even the saltwater beaches, they're closed,
Oh, yeah.
but kids are still in there.
yeah, you know,
Grafton's closed.
Yeah.
Same, they all have the same issue, it's the heat.
Mendon's close.
Yeah.
it is most of the beaches, and it's horrible because it's humid and it's hot. But it's a health and safety. You do
Yep.
not want to get sick, you know, and you may have an
Well, I
underlying.
didn't stop it now,
You don't
but I'm in
realize.
the summertime, I'm gonna ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I stopped. I said, I don't have a problem. You can do whatever you want, but you need to realize it's dangerous.
90
You know,
degrees,
you
there, we
can-
can't go in the water.
Yeah. And the other thing is, Maple, I gotta see, Dennis, see if he ordered signs. No dogs in the cemetery. I'm still getting complaints on that. You know,
Okay.
but he had to go through Glenn. Glenn, I guess, sent an email out, and Dennis said it wasn't the way, he was supposed to have a meeting. I don't know. I know there's only, 3 people on the board. It's like having 3 here, yeah. I need a quick email, quick phone call. There's a quick decision on the meeting, so.
You would think.
Yeah, and then, what's the name of Ridge Road? Friends of the State Forest, Ellen Oz. She got a hold of me, wanted to give the ranger that does the state forest, and I went, he hasn't called me yet. I can only imagine what he wants. It's gonna be dog complaining. I guess it's out of control,
People taking their dogs
off
off
leash. Yeah, but lady from Holliston called me. I think it was Tuesday. Somebody from Holliston was in there. Dog got away from him supposedly. Okay, we only do it. She goes, well, you go on. I said, nope. I said, the big sign that says no dogs on leashes. I said, it's something we eventually gonna have to address. I said, I know the ranger is doing 6 parks. They don't have enough help. I said, but until I talked to him, I said, I'm not the tiger. I wasn't going to search it.
So if you're in the state forest, you're supposed to have your dog on a leash.
Oh, signs are in there. You're supposed to take your poop out.
Okay. Yeah, because you said no dogs on leashes,
Yeah.
and it must say no dogs except on leashes.
Yeah.
All dogs need.
Yeah, it says all dogs must be on leash, and it's posted everywhere there. And it talks about take out what you bring in,
Right.
in the bag. So,
Right.
and then the new leash law change that's in effect. That's been posted. IG or whatever the state approves it also. No one give me any more bullshit on that,
Okay.
which is good.
As far as boys command, you mean?
Yep, now boys command days are over. Unless it's bird hunting, that's the season. It's a small season, it's in the fall.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the woods, walk your dog during hunting season, never recommend it unless it's on a Sunday.
And unfortunately, I've seen people hunt on a Sunday, even though it's not legal.
I know. But it's definitely not, it's not legal in the state.
No, it's
They're
not.
trying to get it approved, but I went to a meeting.
I tell people wear blaze orange because if they're hunting on Sunday, they may not know the rules.
Yeah, I went to a meeting in Auburn Sportsman Club, with Fish and Wildlife, and they're trying to change. One of the things is hunting on Sunday, trying to get it, because a lot of people working now, and Saturday's the only day they got to hunt. So they're trying to open it Sunday, then the crossbow thing, they're trying to eliminate the permits for that, blah, blah, blah. That's, they were nice, but, and then, Maureen asked about trapping beavers. We're paying trapper. I don't know what we're paying. Well, I don't know what the money is.
Yeah, so you're fully licensed to,
I have full license. We don't own traps.
so I don't know if it's
Like-
cheaper
like-
to just have.
Like, maybe you go
trap.
paid. You go to the class to get my trapper's license.
It would be
But
cheap.
my whole family, I do not.
Depends on how long it takes them.
Can I just tell you, it's frustrating to me as someone who grew up hunting. I know how to hunt. Everyone in my family is a licensed trapper except me. And the cruel thing about trapping is you trap them and then they shoot them in the cage. they do not relocate. To me, it stresses the animal more. But that's the law, and people don't realize it.
Most of one of the questions I brought up in the class. So they're talking about trapping it, and he talks about, like you're going to drown the beaver. That's one of the ways you don't drown the beaver. And he goes, if you got a minimum of 30 minutes.
So
Okay,
the animal suffers.
It's gonna suffer.
Beavers can live underwater, but they're trying to get up for air.
Yeah.
So to me,
and it's
the animal is stressed because it's in its trapped. It's stressed because now you're trying to drown it
Yeah.
for at least 30 minutes. This thing is,
it's a clamshell too.
it's
It's a
yes,
clamshell trap. Like, that's all you can use. In this
it's,
state, every animal you catch, it's going to be alive. You
it's,
Have a trap that kills.
So what's the humane way to do it?
Well, they say,
Or is there none?
well, you could shoot them in the humane way is to shoot them in the water.
Is that even possible?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You don't
You
even
can
try.
have shot.
That's the main way, but the state,
but
so
you
the
can't.
guy goes, so he goes, you bring a 22 and you shoot at the trap. Put my hand up. The guy goes, what's your question? I said, okay, I'm going to shoot at the trap. He goes, yeah. I said, I'm hunting. He goes, well, you're not hunting. I said, you better read the hunting bylaw. The state has. As soon as you pull a trigger on an animal, that's considered hunting. Well, it's a loophole to kill the animal, but it's still hunting.
It's. I know people think it's humane,
Yeah.
but it's like I said, somebody whose family has always hunted, and I hunt. I have a license.
Yeah.
It is years ago I did. It is cruel. It's to me, one shot, one kill. Don't let the animal suffer, and then you eat what you hunt. I get it; they're a nuisance, but
Beavers too.
that's
Yeah.
But trapping to me is
Yeah.
inhumane.
Well, especially in this state, because you can't use conveyor traps. What a conveyor trap is, especially like muskrats and stuff like that, beavers, they do in middle states. When the beaver goes through the box, it hits the arms, it just kills them.
Yeah, remember we used to
They're not
use
allowed
those
in
ones with the back or
Massachusetts.
something?
Yeah, and
Because it's too humane?
well, that's the whole thing. It's the state,
But
it's like
that's the state bylaws. So
it's like fur.
But
Fur-
yes,
it used to be a
beaver
market for fur,
trapper-
and then changed all. Now the fur market. That's why you're paying so much, because the fur is not worth anything.
Yeah.
A beaver pelt's only worth $25.
Yeah.
After you skin it, spend all the work getting the fat, and then getting it down to what you need to sell it.
So it's not worth it.
No,
So
and Malcolm,
but if
and
you're
Malcolm,
paying someone to trap, and Mike has his trapper's license,
yeah, you
shall
still
we
find
just
numbers.
pay Mike? I
Yeah,
mean,
well, that's one of the things Blight was trying to do is eliminate, a Board of Health's paying, DPW is paying, Conservation's paying, right? Isn't there 3 accounts for it?
Well.
You just gotta figure out
But Board of Health-
what the numbers you pay a year. If you're only paying $800 a year, it may not be worth your while having me do it. But if you're in the thousands, yeah.
we'd have to do a cost benefit
Yeah,
analysis.
yeah,
How much it is, and is
Yeah.
it feasible?
And I guess
Is it-
it's how many, so you're just talking about doing it for your hourly rate?
Yeah, that's all. Just do it in the hour.
It would depend on how long it would take him to actually do this.
Yeah, but he's going to
If
set
there's
the
4 or
trap that
5
one time and
traps.
then going to check.
Yeah,
it.
check, yeah. But once you set it, it's not, you're not spending, hours a day. Once you set it, you go back and check on nothing, and you leave. Because you gotta check, you do have to check on your traps daily. That is state law. And the Fish and Wildlife, they'll put cameras up, see if you've been there daily. Or they'll leave a tag on it. And if you don't give them that bronze tag back that says, get a hold of me, you're screwed. Because they give you 24 hours to call them. But it's just something Blake made me go
Are
get.
you busy enough that you don't need to do this, and we'll just leave it as is?
I don't
Is it-
want
Do we
I don't
have,
be fooled. Personally.
I mean, do we know what we
used up
spell?
all of the money last year.
And
Okay.
eventually Malcolm's not gonna be doing it. Because he's in his
got other
70s.
people working for him.
Oh, he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
He's the one talking to class.
No,
I don't know
he's-
how many beavers we trap. I don't know what the budget is.
Ours is, I think, only 1,500. I think it's 3,000 total.
And then, then it comes how the permits work, being a town employee. So you gotta say, your beavers here, you gotta take care of it. You're gonna issue a permit, but you're doing it in-house. So I don't know if that makes it easier, if you're doing in-house or how that works.
don't think it makes a difference.
That's about my pay scale.
I don't, whatever works, Diane. I mean, you see the numbers, you see the forms.
Yeah, okay, I'll look at
If
it
you and
again.
Mike want to talk about it and,
It is a lot quicker because he's here, but
well, if it's quicker and more efficient, that's great. If it's quicker but not as efficient or costs more, then it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if we're hiring somebody, they're under all the state rules as well. So whatever works.
Yeah, because he's an instructor. I said Malcolm's an instructor for the state.
I think that's who my kids and husband took it with.
Yeah.
So, any more, Michael?
That's about it. I mean, except for phone call, wildlife question, and all the other questions that people call. I don't want to say what they are, but cats galore. Well, you know, look, we don't have a cat regulation. We don't have a cat bylaw. Cats can run whatever they want. I don't tell you.
We have no bear sightings yet, nothing.
No bear sightings whatsoever.
Bobcats?
3 or 4 bobcat sightings. One says that it's a mountain lion, and
well, the one that they showed on TV was pretty big, I'll tell you that.
no, we know what it's big, but know what made that look like a mountain lion? The color. It didn't have the stripes on the legs like a bobcat does. And the tail was instead of being this long, was probably twice the length, but it was a big cat. That was a big cat. What? I think that cat was 80
that
pounds.
in town? Or
No,
was
that was
Out of Worcester area.
yeah,
Okay.
not that way. But that was an 80-pound cat. You know, no different than the cat that had down Jen's. That was over 60 pounds.
But see, people, you know, they don't understand too, like, I love that one that they showed the woman that was kneeling on the sidewalk in Newton, weeding her garden. And the bear came down and he just walked by. He didn't give a shit that she was there. You know, I mean, the people that just,
Well, it's like the bears, the mother was on the bottom of the tree rubbing, 3 cubs come down. And the one goes back up, and then the guy's jogging right by the tree. I'm like, you tell me you didn't see the black bear moving on the tree?
Yeah,
Especially cubs.
His headphones are
I always tell people, hey, wildlife with babies,
yeah.
don't be going there
Right.
because
It's that mother instinct.
turkeys will
That's why
attack you.
they call it Mama Bear.
Yeah, turkeys will attack you.
Turkeys-
I watched one of those shows that, you know, all the ones that are on like Louisiana Law or whatever. And they were putting either a hawk cub or I mean, or eagle or whatever it was. And they had the fire department ladder truck. But the thing was sitting over on the telephone pole, and there was 2 other birds in the nest, and they're going up to put this other one in.
Yeah.
But they were lucky that the mother stayed away,
Yeah.
and then they came back down the
Oh,
line.
yeah, they'll dive bomb you. Oh yeah, mothers are very protective. And on that, we have an eagle in town.
We know.
We have an eagle in town.
Yeah, I've seen the eagle. It's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Where?
I have on my camera at West River Street.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was eating off my bait.
Yeah.
At first, I'm like,
I saw it.
Hey,
I think, yeah,
turkey. I saw your
I
white
was
hand.
walking
Holy
and
shit.
I think I saw it down by the cemetery. I was walking and did a double take. I was like, wow. I was like, that is a big hawk. And then I was like, it's not a hawk, it's an eagle.
Wow.
You're right,
Yeah,
Hawk.
it was majestic.
yeah, this time you get a lot of wild. You know, lady on North Main, she's got fox pups underneath their shed. She goes, what do I do? Not a thing.
They'll
You
go-
see them when they go, lock it in for next year because she's gonna come back there next year.
And have more
Right,
babies.
you know, she goes, well, I want to get rid. You can't touch them. State tells you. You can't do anything with them. You have to leave them alone. You know, but
That's it.
just get all stupid questions. That's it.
As long as you don't
This week was more
stupid.
phone calls. And like, some weeks are phone calls, some weeks are, kid picked up a dog this week on Mendon Street, well, Chestnut Street in Mendon, brought it back to Mendon. So the police department calls me. So I call him and he's like, well, I said, listen, I'm not going to Mendon. You shouldn't take it out of town. You should have went to the police department. Well, I'll meet you there. So I'm at the police department waiting. My phone rings. I found the owner on the way back. I took a ride down Chestnut Street, found the owner. Sitting there going, yeah, great. I'm sitting there wasting my time there. You know, well, town time is what it comes down to.
Right?
You know, how many times that happens?
Fine.
Oh, the police department calls me out and then turn around, go back. No, other than that, things are good.
Okay. So we're good?
We're good.
I'll
Do I
make
hear
a
a
motion to adjourn at
9:50.
Yeah, thank you.
9:50.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Unanimous?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Majority.
Thank you. Okay, officially ended, 9:50.